Exotic butters. Exotic butters. Exotic butters. Exotic butters. Word. Greetings, gamers, and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host, Connor Monroe, and I'm still looking for a set of casual bongos. The FNAF series is full of different locations and places we visit over the numerous games in the series. These places can range from the restaurant to the bedroom, like any good date. But which ones did we miss last time that deserve to be talked about? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the Top 10 Scary FNAF Locations, Part 2. If you missed the first one, please be sure you check it out after this, and hit like and subscribe if you haven't yet, because we cover FNAF regularly. Okay, roll the intro. And 10, the Boiler Room. The Boiler Room from FNAF VR is the location of the Entered Vent Repair minigame. If you saw the video where I did the Mangle Vent Repair, you may know that I didn't continue to the Entered Vent Repair. Because screw that, but also because the Boiler Room and the whole Entered Vent Repair is terrifying. The whole situation that you're in is just the worst. Entered is one of the scariest and most intimidating animatronics. It's the worst. I can't. If you get caught in the Boiler Room alone, you might as well just accept death. Plus, we burn Entered at the end. But it wasn't Entered, because he jump scares you after. So, who did we burn? What happened? Was it just a person? Was it an animatronic? Who let out that ungodly scream? I don't know, and it scares me. And at 9, Plush Baby's room. I've avoided all the Plush Baby minigames in FNAF VR because, well, I hate them. The Plush Babies are like the little kids your mom tells you to play with at family reunions that just end up using you like a jungle gym. Or that kid that runs out of the house when you want to talk to your friend and their parents do nothing because they're just a bunch of human garbage. So you have to chase him all the way down the street and carry him back home while he is biting you and punching and kicking you. And instead of getting a thank you for saving my son's life for the 4th time, you get a Jordan sleeping and a door closed on your face. That was probably a little specific to sound like a generalization, huh? Yeah, that's a story for another day, but basically that's the story. Either way, I hate the Plush Babies and actively refuse to play them until I ultimately will have to. The room is terrifying, and when it's full of plushies in blacklight mode, it makes it even worse because all Plush Babies look the same aside from a colored shirt. Just don't play it. Don't. And at 8, the Corn Maze. The Corn Maze is probably the worst FNAF VR minigame to some, but honestly, the only scare factor in it now, for me, are the crows. The Corn Maze is a minigame that in essence acts like an ending to the Help Wanted DLC The Curse of Dreadbear, where you wander around a maze in search of colored keys. You can get one key and escape, or you can get all 4 keys, which unlocks a secret brown and purple glitching key. This unlocks a cellar at the beginning of the maze that contains everything that would normally be in the Victory Barn, except run down and broken up. Note, this isn't the Victory Barn because, well, it's a cellar. And there isn't enough space. On a table nearby, you can find a mask that will slow your character's breathing and seem to put them at peace. However, the actual maze has you running away from Grim Foxy, one of the 2 new animatronics added by the DLC, and honestly, one of the scariest animatronics in the whole series. This guy has like magma dripping out of his body, or at least it looks like it to me. And it's 7, Breaker Room. The Breaker Room from the Five Nights at Freddy's 5th game sister location is located on the other side of Bellora's Gallery within Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rental, which means that when you get there, you need to get through the dangerous task of defending yourself against Bellora, which is already difficult in and of itself. But once you get there, you need to power up the building while also fending off Funtime Freddy. A whole load of stuff will already have happened tonight, and it's only night 2. You will have failed to shock Baby, and you will also have warded off the Biddy Baps. That's when Hand Unit will direct you to manually restarting the system. Then you need to crawl through Bellora's Gallery while not getting caught by her, and then you finally get there to your salvation, only to find out that you need to fight off Funtime Freddy as well. At least once you do it, you'll never need to go back, but Jesus Christ, really? On night 2? And at 6, the Crying Child's bedroom. Well, last time Amanda talked about the closet from FNAF 4, the one that usually contains Foxy, let's talk about the bedroom as a whole, and why this kid just didn't cry out to his parents or call for someone. Sure, these animatronics aren't real, as confirmed by Nightmare Fredbear's line in Ultimate Custom Night, but these things are still horrifying. Why would you just sit there and try to ward them off? It's like Eddie VR said, if he had to deal with it, he'd be yelling for his parents, his lights would be on, and they'd be getting the Jesus candles out. Why doesn't this kid just turn a light on? That could literally be the solution to all your problems. Is it because he was told not to? Because I don't care. I'd get in trouble if it would mean saving me from not dying. This whole thing is just because this kid's a moron, not because he's brave and wants to save himself. Truly brave people ask for help. Not to mention, he definitely has a window in there, as evidenced by both the FNAF 4 minigames and the fact that I'm pretty sure it's the law that you need to have a window in any bedroom of a house, so that those inside can escape in case of a fire. Just saying, or in case there's animatronics coming to kill you. Halfway through at number 5, Pirate's Cove Ride. While this ride is definitely the most relaxed out of the FNAF VR minigames, however, if you accidentally hit one of the helpy signs and then don't notice or can't change it back before you continue on, you end up going through a secret section that, while it gives you more points, you have the possibility of getting killed, like any good Walt Disney ride. Like having to hit a button regularly until Bonnie goes away, or having the animatronics put right next to you and making you need to close the door quickly before they can get to you. It's terrible and horrifying and just not fun, okay? All I want to do is shoot my balls at targets because I can't go to any theme parks to play their shooting games. So can I just do this without the potential of dying, please? Oh, and if you don't get enough points, you get killed. Rude. And at 4, game over. The menu screen of the original FNAF VR game is actually terrifying, but when it comes to the game over menu, it's not that bad, unless you play the Curse of Dreadbear DLC. The DLC game over menu is one of the most terrifying locations in any of the FNAF games. You load in and immediately see a giant Dreadbear lurking over you, who will reach out towards you as if he's about to take you to the afterlife. You also see 8 gravestones on a hill, one for each of the original missing children, Cassidy, Fritz, Jeremy, Susie, and Gabriel, one for the puppet, aka Charlotte, and one for the crying child, Afton's unintended 7th victim, or first depending on how you look at things. And the purple glitching one in the middle for old Willie Afton himself. Oh, and if you look behind you, Grim Foxy is watching over you, staring at you, and will occasionally just move his claw down the post, carving away at it ever so slightly, showing you how sharp his hook really is. Getting close to the end, and at number 3, Fall Fest 83. The DLC also takes place during a fall festival creatively named Fall Fest 83, presumably because it's 1983. The festival could also relate back to the Spook Fest referenced in the posters from FNAF 6's Alley, since those same posters can appear in the victory bar frustrating the hell out of you because it means that there aren't 3 clowns. However, the fact that this whole DLC surrounds this festival really shows why this is number 3. The only reason we need to find the plush babies in the Plushkin patch is because of the festival. The only reason the hallway exists or the corn maze exists is because of the festival. And the fact that the only reason I have to get tortured again is because of the damn festival makes it one of the scariest locations or events in the entire goddamn series. You notice I haven't played FNAF VR in a while? But ultimately, in at number 2, the Pizza Party. The final minigame of FNAF VR is Pizza Party. It unlocks after completing all other minigames in both hard mode and normal mode. However, it's at the end of the game that truly makes it the most horrifying moment in not just the game, but the entire series. While some minigames will give you jump scares, Pizza Party will give you the most intense real horror experience. Because once you make it backstage with Uncle Fluffy, he tells you to come with him onto stage. You stand in the back room surrounded by broken animatronics representing the other victims, Tape Girl and Jeremy, and Pizza and Cake, but somehow you still follow, and what joins you is getting stuffed into Freddy as indicated by the microphone in our hand, and the announcer introducing us as if we had hit the Showtime button. It's one of the darkest moments because it's real. It happened to us. We've been hearing about kids getting stuffed this whole time, but now we've experienced it. It's happened right in front of our faces. To us. So I guess using our faces. So now we know how it feels, and that's pretty messed up, actually. Jeez. Finally, and at number 1, Freddy Fazbears Pizza. Everyone has been making jokes about Scott opening a real-life Freddy Fazbear since Chuck E. Cheese is closing. Also, rip my childhood, okay, the end of an era. But until a few days ago, this was all just jokes, for the most part. Until MatPat released his latest theory on FNAF and started it off with a proposition for Scott Cawthon. He said that with their expertise, they could reasonably turn a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant into a Freddy Fazbear themed joint and could even make a YouTube Red series about it to help them paying for such an endeavor. While that does sound amazing, I don't think they'll actually do it, but imagine if they did. Imagine if MatPat and Scott joined forces and created a real-life Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I think it would be safe to say that we would all be scared of going. But also, that it would be awesome. I could help too, if they needed any help, you know, if help was wanted. Notice me, senpai. Ooh. Oh! Oh, what am I doing? I just want that pet to know who I am. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary FNAF locations part 2. What did you think about this list, and are there any locations we should include in a part 3? Because if there is a part 3, I'm really gonna need your help. Be sure you let me know down below, and on your way down, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content, and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.